But no, Beth York goes crashing down. Determination, the suffering, the ability to... And she's unleashed everything in this attack. See just how much that win means to him. All the marbles. Kayla versus Allison, and to the line. Kayla Laguna takes the victory. Hello everybody and welcome back to the CVRcade World Cup. No, don't adjust your screen, don't touch your antenna. You're not watching a live recording of what happened earlier today in KNL. This is in fact T. I am here in the flesh. Fortunately, Beth York, our normal host who's here late night, she could not make it today, so I've jumped in the booth, and that means we're going to have some great racing here on the screen today. Earlier today, we saw Summit Islands, we saw Dark Matter Velo live up to the hype with Timothy and Quinton crashing once more to having to make it on back. At the end of the stream, you saw me having a peep for the first time ever, and later on today, we're going to try another one of Beth's delicatesse, which is... Bark Chocolate. We'll do that at the end. But streaming in today, we have everybody's good friend Jeff Rooney of Velocity Vixen. We've got Timothy Tamont, who is ready to coach, ready to blog, ready to co-commentate at a moment's notice. We have Aaron Starlin, who's in here as well today. He has the track of the town that everybody is talking about. I see that Luis Sobranis is also getting ready last minute to get into the action. Daniel LeBlanc is ready, is streaming in. It's good to see that it's all working for him today. Jennifer Garcia of Team CVR is ready to rock and roll. And Moti P. Kelney back for more here. As we saw him in Zone L, we saw him attack Roman Arena. Was a tough race. Be interesting to see how much he has kept left here, kept in the bank for Zone T. But let's go to Jennifer, because Jennifer, on Tuesday, it was you and Aaron who got off to a hot start. We're going to see more of that today?
We like to take the beginning races. So hopefully, I'm always scared when you guys come to me first. There's so much pressure because I think Aaron and I are known for winning the first one and then kind of dying off thereafter. So our hope lies here.
Has there ever been the discussion of maybe not going as hard the first one and trying to target maybe the second or the third?
Oh yeah, we talk about it all the time, and somehow we still get too competitive every time the race rolls around. So, you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is. We'll see how you go. Thank you, Jennifer. Now, Moti, earlier today, you had a chance of racing these zones, this races in Zone L. I mean, Roman was tough. How are the legs shaking up?
I'm here. I missed your question, but I think you were admiring my legs.
Sure. The question was, Roman Arena earlier today was tough. We spoke briefly about it afterwards. The legs, how have they recovered? Not their, their physique and their looks, more their actual ability to pedal.
We'll see. It's a good race. It's going to be a lot of opportunity for some teamwork and team practice, and it's a long race with a lower scoring multiplier, but it doesn't matter. This afternoon, it was one of the toughest races I think we've had. Even in races for points. So, yeah, I'm glad to have a second shot at it. It's definitely always better to ride it with real people than in a replay. Here we go.
Let's do it. Good luck in this race. I'm just bringing up the chat. I see that Austin Wyatt is in there. See Mutt KG is on the chat as well. Good to see the usual bunch being in back here. Daniel LeBlanc ready to go. Team Cognition faithful as he's gone well. Nigel Doyle in the chat as well. Nigel unfortunately not able to make it here in the racing today, but I do see him in the chat. Now keep an eye out because always in these first two races, you can see Aaron already off to a quick start. Thumbs up. Not sure how long that thumbs up is going to last, though. We'll see as the early starts get underway. So Aaron and Jennifer are two racers that have been dominating this early race in Zone T, but then they start to fade later on. But today, it looks to be more of the same, as Jennifer Garcia, Aaron Starlin off to an early start here. They've got the advantage, but Jeff is looming far behind. So is Moti. Timothy's in there as well. Allison forced to use her comeback kit. Sharon off the back. Terry is off the back as well. So they are struggling a tiny bit here early on. Now, Timothy is up in the middle of the night. Don't ask any questions why, but he's on a keyboard. He's joining in the stream. We'll hear from him in a second. Actually, we can ask. Timothy, why are you up at 4 a.m. in the morning?
Gotta get the practice in, Jasper.
Correct answer. That
Yeah.
is the correct answer. Now, from racing
I'm
it
surprised
earlier
I'm in
today.
here.
Sorry?
I'm surprised I'm actually made the front group here on keyboard. That's actually kind of good to see. But yeah, earlier, that was something else earlier. I still feel it. Wow, that Summit Islands is brutal. I'm happy to be on keyboard now.
Well, we're not even at Summit Islands yet. Now, this track, Timothy, Dark Matter Spire, no skill event. It was tough. It was Quinton who took the win, but it was no easy task. It looked more difficult than a normal no skill event.
Oh, definitely, because it's all about it's a gamble in my opinion, because most of the time the group is on the outside for the last corner. So do you take the risk of going to the inside, leaving the group behind, or do you stay in the group but take a further lane? So it's kind of risky. Totally mistimed it myself last stream. So yeah, we'll see how the others do here.
We'll see how they do. Thanks, Timothy. I see that Daniel LeBlanc has just been off the back here, forced to use his comeback kit to get back in. And it's when you lose the draft, when you get out of the draft, it's very, very difficult to get back in. And speaking of that, Aaron Starlin, one moment, thumbs up. Second part of the track, thumbs down, as he does get a hall pass for this one, as I threw down a gauntlet in the podcast, in the talk show, saying, Aaron, if you race your track and you submit a video, I will set up a race. We'll do a race on it. And Aaron, being Aaron, went and did it. But I think he may be feeling the consequences of the earlier action here today. So that leaves half of the dangerous duo that is Jennifer Garcia and Aaron Starlin handicapped, as Jennifer on her own here is going to need to try and figure this one out, as Aaron uses comeback kit further down. So not giving up just yet. With the comeback kit, he's going to get the additional boost, but it may not be enough. On Tuesday, it was Jeff Rooney's show. Sci-Fi R Loop, dominant. Throughout the races, dominant. Can Cognition change that up? Can Timothy Tamont on a keyboard change that up? Because, I mean, the numbers are in Cognition's favor. They've got Moti, they've got Daniel, they've got Luis when he gets his computer sorted out, they've got Daniel Blanc, Allison is in here, so they've got even Homer Thompson. How will they play this one out? Now, I do want to point out that Timothy, being on a keyboard, is eligible to win this one, but only because as the current rules state, we're in the warm-up races of the CVRcade World Cup. So if you're on a keyboard, you can participate, you can have fun, you can practice. But when we get to the real World Cup, in the previous one, you had to write physical. That may change for the next one, but you don't ever really know. You'll just have to keep an eye out. Daniel has been getting stronger and stronger. He's off the back though, unfortunately, and that narrows it down to a 5-rider race here at the front. You can see Jennifer calm and composed, getting ready. With 1 kilometer to go, it starts going downhill, and you've got to think about the sprint. Quinton let it out early. We saw Cognition kind of mess up the comeback kid. They set up Allison, they set up Jonathan, but twice it was Moti P. Kilney and Cognition that just kind of nullified their power-ups. So will they do more of the same in this one, or will they try something different? You can see Moti, he's locked in, he's ready. I think he really wants to win this one, because today, Zone T, this is the end of the streams for 2019. I'll be going on a vacation after this zone. Literally, my flight leaves in 6 hours. So make sure you pour everything in here. If you want that bit of mixer fame for the last time in 2019, leave it all out there. This is the day. This is the time to do it. No regrets, no looking back. And now 400 meters to go. Who will be the first one to launch? 300 meters. Look, everybody's on the right. Jeff's getting ready. Moti Bikelny goes. That's it. 1200 equalized watts. Moti Bikelny is on the front. He's got Jeff coming on through. And Jeff Rooney, Alison Kubota, they're going to be fighting for the victory here. And right on the line, it's going to be Alison? I think I saw Alison, but visually it may have been Jeff. I'm not sure on that one. We'll wait for the server. Visually, it updates. Jeff Rooney does take the victory. So, as we bring up the replay here, you'll see it. Coming into the sprint, they left that one very late compared to what we saw in L earlier today. They went long. This one waited for the last possible moment. Jeff Rooney stamping on those pedals. I mean, he's just dishing out the punishment. Surprised they didn't snap off. And at the very end, he crosses the line ahead of Alison Kubota to take the victory here in the first race of the day. So, Jeff, there continues the dominance, the early lead. What is it about this zone?
I know, well, been up for a bit, haven't just rolled out of bed and straight onto the bike, so the body's awake. Whew. That wasn't easy, though.
The pain you were dishing out on that bike, I mean, I was scared you were just going to come flying off and straight into the screen.
Yeah, I'm probably in a different camera spot now because the whole thing's shuffled along a bit.
Well, it was great television nonetheless, Jeff. It was good to watch. But I do have the score here, and we have Moti again, and Alison's up there. Moti, in the end, you did come second. The time differential on that last track, as I've got it up, it was less than 0.1 of a second. Less than 0.03, I think? Those are just so brutal when you lose on, like, small increments.
Oh, you know, it looks like a small increment on the scoreboard, but I knew he had it by that much. I mean, you can see it going to the line. There was no mystery. You know, I was just behind him. So, like, it looks like a small increment, but the way our brains and eyes are able to measure distance in Cade at that speed, you know, it's a world of difference. It's like watching, you know, a sprint finish on TV, but from the viewpoint of a moving camera with the rider. I knew Jeff had it. He had a great sprint. Allison and I took second and third, so we're well positioned, but boy, was that a tough finish.
How are you going to beat Jeff going forward? Because this is more the same in Zone from what we saw Zone T Tuesday.
Wizardry, magic, other types of dark arts. We're going to have to use a lot of teamwork. You know, Jeff is a really tough competitor, but we've got some numbers, and we just got to work smart because, you know, after seeing that sprint, we're not going to outpower Jeff. So this was great, and we have a good opportunity.
Great strategy being laid down in the Cognition chat. I'll let them get back to it. Jennifer, it was a 4th place for you in the last one. You lost your partner in crime early on. Sorry for applying the pressure on you, but 4th is still good.
Yeah, 4th is all right. It was actually my fault because Aaron did go out front. Like, he pushed, and I just didn't really realize what was happening, and also I just didn't follow. Like, I think I was already a little bit tired, and so I think if I had gone out with him, we would have been able to get the gap like we did before. So that was actually on me, even though he ended up falling back because of that. So.
Wait, you were a little bit tired. That was the first lap of the 4 races we're going to do today.
Right. One rotation and I'm done. I'm like sweating out here, so.
Nice. Now, this one, I've seen you and Timothy work together before. Are we going to see some next level bot patrol?
Yes, I'm begging for keyboard Timothy to help me out.
Timothy, what's the verdict?
I'll see what I can do. Yeah, we can definitely help somebody out here, definitely.
Right now, across the world, all the way down in New Zealand, you can feel Jeff going, not Timothy again. Just that keyboard, just get out of here, none of that. You've got Moti going. Oh, Timothy, you're not getting any good graces. You blocked me earlier today, and now you're getting in on a keyboard and you're helping out the opposition. We see how it is. But here we go again. We've got the low skill event of the day, which is Roman Arena. It was a hotly contested race earlier with Quinton Molyneux winning it, breaking away, trying to attack. And we see the same here from Jennifer. 800 equalized watts here from the gun. Great move as she's trying to break away, trying to break the spirits. And we've got Louise back in the racing. Louise Sobranice, as you can see, taking over Timothy's spot as king of the left-hand corner. He is ready to try and catch up, and he's onto the attack. Aaron Starlin getting a bit of a, I'm not sure of a rest, but a half rest in the previous race. If the legs are there, as you can see, he's on the audio widget, he's chatting, he's joined side by side by Moti here. So both riders, fatigued legs, and we've got the leader, we got the winner of the previous race down in 6th position. So how much did that sprint take out of Jeff? His legs could turn into jelly here, because we've all seen it before. First race comes up, you absolutely dance on the pedals like it's Dancing with the Stars. You get a big 40, but then coming into the next one, there's nothing left. And can Jeff recover? Moti, Homer lining up. This is a brilliant position for Team Cognition, but Luis needs to finish it off. If he can get onto the wheel of Jennifer here, Cognition can just allow themselves to relax. They can allow themselves to say, we've got a rider on the front. He doesn't need to do any other work. But I can sit in. I see Nigel Doyle as well, in on the keyboard. He can't help himself. Good to see you in the racing, Nigel. Thanks for getting involved. But Jeff realizes that, you know, the boat might be sailing away here into the sunset. So he's going to try and bridge across. Roman Arena is not a very forgiving race, especially when it's low skill like this. It means you can't crash. Every decision is magnified. When you get in the breakaway, it's easier to take turns. And that's where we see Jeff. He's using that power he's got today to try and get to the front. But Jennifer at the front here is in a peculiar situation because Luis is not going to help. Luis has got teammates further back. It's in his best interest just to sit on and do nothing. So what does Jennifer do? Because you've got to commit to it or you've got to not commit to it. And that's a difficult point when you are all alone in the front, literally being chased down by every single rider. And Jeff just kind of looks like a raging bull at this point. Like, if you see Jeff in your way, you probably take 2 steps to the right and go, yes, sir, you can have the right of way. I was not in your lane. As I think Timothy's trying to help. I'm not sure what the case is here. He's in front of Jeff. He stays to the right here. As you can... Oh, Timothy, I'm definitely going to highlight that little eyebrow wiggle there. That's a good gif. Moti comes to the left here. It's getting all together here on Roman Arena Hill. First time of 4. Jeff's on the front, Moti's sitting in. Sharon is doing really well here as Moti trying to take out Timothy. So trying to just pay back some of the love as Homer goes out. Sorry, it's Allison, I think, who may be going out the back. But now that they've been caught, Louise and Jennifer have been caught. If Frank was here, I'm sure that he would question the idea of Louise and the whole way they handle that, because from where I stand, I think it's the correct choice. Sitting on, not giving a turn, you're not in the overall Omnium scoring. Louise missed the first race, which means he missed 30 points. But you could then argue, should he have helped for the stage win? Because in the grand scheme of things, he could probably outsprint Jennifer. But I think Cognition have greater plans. I think they're trying to take the overall here today, as they've now got to figure it out. But Jennifer's not faced. She continues the pacing on the front. And it'll be a matter of time before Moti takes over now as he latches on. Timothy's on the back. Sharon is down. Aaron Starlin is in the bot control world here. Bot patrol on the back. Absolutely nothing left in the tank. Terry's good to see her back. She's being joined by Kayla as well. As we go back up to the front, Moti P. Kelney is up here with Jeff. I think Moti might be trying to take Jeff out the back here, and he is. So Moti and Jeff. Jeff is the strongest of the day, it looks like. It looks like he's the freshest, which means he can go deeper. But when you don't have the numbers, I mean, the Velocity Vixens, isn't exactly their time zone. Vibeke most likely in bed right now. Ryan drinking some maple syrup somewhere around the world. You've got Carl Axel Sander most likely in bed. And I mean, the list goes on with Velocity Vixens. So only really Jeff representing this one. But now Jennifer's getting some help at the front. Timothy is getting there. And you can see Timothy's heart rate is racing. It's at 106. Jennifer's been floating around 190, 192. It hasn't really come down, so it's been a tough first lap. But this is a great move, and if they can sync up here, if they can get up the pace, they can get away, but they need to try and break the pack. Homer is aware to it, but Moti's kind of playing this double game. He's keeping in touch of the front group, but he's also making it very inconvenient for Jeff Rooney. But if we just take a second to admire this look from above, there's one blue rider, there's two blue riders, there's three blue riders, there's four Cognition riders. Moti P. Kilney and Alison Kubota are building their own little empire here of Cognition riders, and this is where it pays off. When you're up against someone like Jeff Rooney, who is obviously very, very strong today, he's had his Weetabix, and he is going to lay down the force. But if you don't have the teammates, if you don't have, you know, that luxury of having someone help you out, it can be tough to win. And you can see Jeff here stamping on the pedals as he can't move anywhere to the left. We've got the snake, that is the Cognition line here. Luis now just holding him up against the boards. If you're Jeff Rooney right now, you're either taking this as a badge of honor or you're cursing Cognition's name far off into the distance as they're taking turns. Allison and Moti getting back on. Homer, who, let's not forget, earlier today, Homer went head-to-head with Vanessa Murahan on Summit Islands, and Mrs. Murahan just laid down the force. It was brilliant to see here, as now Timothy, with a power-up, I think... wait. What are you saying, Timothy?
Come on, follow me. It can't be that hard. Come on.
Timothy, never ever utter those words again while you're sitting down on a keyboard. But Jennifer's taken up. You've got a breakaway here, Timothy, so I'll let you focus up. You've got a breakaway. Jennifer sees it. The racer's edge has been deployed, and 196 is the equalized heart rate. So the Derny racing is on. Can Timothy and Jennifer link up here? Can they work together? Now, this is tough because being on a keyboard, you're limited to 367, and Timothy and Jennifer need to go quicker. They're up against the steam engine that is Homer Thompson, and he's just going to chuck along. He's just going to keep up the pace. If you look at the equalized heart rate, you'll see it's equalized wattage, 550, 670, 700. He's closing down this gap. Jennifer burned a match. Can they get back on? Jeff Rooney... Jeff looks to be tiring out a tiny bit here. Looks to be feeling the pressure of being overmanned or outnumbered by the Cognition riders as he's having an escort all the way around him here. So can he get back on? But look at this move. Jennifer Garcia, Timothy Tamont. This is what they need to do. But they need to increase. They need to keep the pressure on. If you're Timothy, whenever you've got the chance on the keyboard, you're trying to bring it up. You're trying to keep it around 367 or above. Jennifer will be getting a draft of around 20 to 30% at this moment. But let's not forget, up next after this, oh, I like this. Jeff giving some of the medicine back to Moti Pikelny. He is putting on the brakes here. He's not letting Moti coming on through so easily. But I do see in the chat that we've got Sunshower as well. Sunshower, welcome to the stream. Always great to have you involved in the chat. Austin Wyatt says, Moti always looks like he is in pain, but having fun at the same time. I do think, like, I pride myself on my pain face. I think Moti outdoes me by a scale of 1,000 or a factor of 1,000. I mean, Moti always looks intense, like having fun, but also like he's in a world of suffering. But Timothy and Jennifer here, they've got a 7-second gap. This is the opportunity they're looking for. When you look at the scoreboard, this puts Jennifer in second or third, depending on where Jeff is on the road. And now, further back down, you've got to move. It is Alison Kubota with Racer's Edge. She's trying to bridge this gap. Timothy and Jennifer are riding hard on the front. They're committing all to this, and the riders behind, they know it. What does Cognition do? They seem to be in disarray. Luis is dropping off the back. Moti is feeling the hurt here as he's on the wheel of Homer Thompson. We know they're in the audio widget. They're chatting, they're discussing. But you start to wonder, all that focus Moti was paying to Jeff, should he have been paying it to Timothy and Jennifer? Well, we'll see how this one pans out, because there's still plenty of racing left to be had here. There is 5.7 kilometers as Jeff is... like, Nigel Doyle may not be here, but Jeff is taking over the 1,000 head shakes here as he's just moving left and right with the flow of the body, with the rhythm. He is deep in the concentration zone. As you can see, just up around the corner, Jennifer and Timothy enter into the camp. Timothy, Coach Timothy, how's it looking?
Oh, really good. We're slowly extending the gap. I'm pushing really hard on this plus button. It's hurting, but I'm managing.
Well, it seems to be working.
Jennifer's doing a good job.
Seems to be working out for you, Timothy. I will let you get back to it here as Moti is on the back here. So this is where you can see the two levels of fun, Mixer. If you want to get involved, you've got a favorite in the chat, you want to help them out, you can get on the keyboard, you can lead them out, and look at what this is doing to Moti Pikelny. He's got his teammates, he's got Allison, he's got Homer. He's seeing his position on the leaderboard just move on down. That's why he's sacrificing himself. He's getting an excellent workout in here as he's chasing down the two riders on the front here, trying to get back on track with him, as Mutt KG is a massive fan of Timothy, it seems like. But looking further down, where is the rest? Has Luis made it back on? He has not. He's in this no man's land where he's not quite back. He's not quite off either. He's got a chance. It's 5 seconds, but it can be tough. Jeff Rooney, though, has also been distanced. And boom goes the dynamite. Jeff Rooney has been dropped. Can he get back in? The focus that's been on him has been really paid off in spades here by Team Cognition, as they now take turns on the front. They are trading. It was Moti for a while. Now it's Allison, and up next will be Homer. Great training for Cognition for when the CVRcade World Cup Season 2 comes around. Because you need to have this in your arsenal. You need to have this in your repertoire. You need to be able, as a unit, as a team, to come together and ride like this. Because when Quinton goes up the road, when Frank Garcia goes up the road, in this case, when Jennifer Garcia goes up the road, you need to be able to get yourself together as a unit, trade turns, and be efficient. So Jennifer currently is getting around 30% draft, 40% draft from Timothy, depending on how close she is. Timothy on a keyboard is helping out, and the gap is extending as it currently stands. But there's still one more lap, and you've got to remember that they're a group of 3. And they're all physical, which means they can go above 367 depending on, you know, their fatigue, their physical fitness and shape. So Moti, Allison, and Homer, as a unit, I will probably give them the advantage over Jennifer and Timothy. But the issue for Cognition is Timothy does not need to trade turns. He's on a keyboard. He can hold 367 for as long as he wants. He can even go above ever so often. So for Moti and Allison and Homer to catch the two riders in the front, they would need to average 367 or above. And so they have really got to turn themselves inside out. And I know from earlier today, Moti was talking about how brutal this track can be, and it was brutal earlier today, and I think Moti is going to leave today feeling that exact same burn. But it's quite epic to see this group work just happening within Cognition. You've got Allison now taking a turn, next up is Homer, and so they just trade it all around. But the gap is 13 seconds, it's growing out here, and it all comes back down to that one attack. We saw the attack earlier happen here. This was Timothy saying, go, 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 Razor's Edge, go off the front. And this is where Cognition didn't react. They didn't send a rider up to Jennifer. Earlier they had Luis there, but now they have nobody, which means Timothy and Jennifer are just going to work together until the end. Previously, oh, we see Moti. He's got Razor's Edge, so he's using it to get to the front. Previously, it was Louise who was sitting there forcing Jennifer to either go even harder off the front or stop pacing. This time, with that bit of hesitation that we saw from Cognition, there's no reason not for Jennifer and Timothy to just ride off into the sunset here. And Moti is doing his best. The gap is 10 seconds. Where they can make up the majority of the difference is on the last hill. If that's where Timothy can't really go above 367 all that much. So if Moti, Allison, and Homer keep something in the bank. But what we're seeing now is that Homer and Allison, like, they're gonna be hurting too. You're in a chain gang. This is Homer's second zone of the day. It's Allison's second zone of the day. It's Moti's second zone of the day here as Jeff makes it on back. And this has massive repercussions on the scoring of the Omnium because he's currently sitting in fourth. But if he passes Homer, he goes into third. If he passes Moti and Allison, he goes into second or even first. So massive implications on the scoring. But currently, Jennifer Garcia is enjoying her toe. That is Timothy Tamont on the keyboard. And now they've got to finish it off. 1.5 kilometers remaining. Hill is coming up, but the gap is 13 seconds. It is interesting, though, that Jennifer's heart rate has not really come down. Like, it's been 190 or above from the very first lap. So it may be a bit of nerves. It may just be the fatigue kicking in and now going up even to 194. So can Moti get back on? It's going to be a tough task, but after this is Summit Islands. Summit Islands has a scoring multiplier of 2, so what you're watching now could have no impact whatsoever after it gets erased in the next zone. So you've got to think about it. But what is happening is that Moti has to work incredibly hard on this one. And I dare to say Jennifer may be more rested into the next zone as we see weight lifted getting popped here, as I think that is Aaron as well who's getting lapped. I think Aaron might be helping out from a lap down, so pulling out all the stops here as Aaron Starlin all the way back down here. He is 4 minutes behind out on track, but it doesn't matter. They're pulling out all the stops for the last zone of the year. Can they get the victory, the overall victory to Jennifer Garcia? This is awesome to watch. You're seeing the teams bond together. Timothy on a keyboard. Aaron, despite being lapped, is getting involved and trying to help out to the best of his ability. But that was it. You got 10 seconds of Aaron. Very good 10 seconds, but that was about it. Further down, Moti P. Kelney. He's trying, but 16 seconds. He's got to be careful of Jeff as well. Jeff is a threat. And now Jeff, the stampeding bull, is chasing down. He's outside Wall Street. He's knocking on the door. He wants to get into the stock exchange, and he's not too far away. Jennifer Garcia with the Racer's Edge. Timothy uses Quantum Shift. It'll be interesting to see what Timothy does, because does Timothy take the points for second place, or does he wait at the finish line? I mean, I'm not sure which one is more correct, because you're still influencing the results regardless, but Jennifer Garcia and Timothy Tamont take the victory. Very well deserved here on Roman Arena. Third place, Moti and Jeff. They're fighting it through here. Jeff is trying to get back on, but it will not be for Jeff. Moti B. Kelney takes that one with Jeff Rooney having his sights on the next race, which is 3 laps Summit Islands. It's going to be tough. It's going to be fun. The racers, they get 5 minutes, soon to be 3, to rest up, and then they go again. So Roman Arena, that's all she wrote for that one. The one attack that really paid off was when nobody was looking. Timothy, even on the broadcast, went, go, 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 go. And it worked out in spades for, not even sure what to call that team. Team CVR Hub? Not sure what the amalgamation of the two names or the correct one is, but regardless, the pressure seemed to have been too much in the first race. She lives up to it in the second race. Congratulations, Jenna. That attack was good. Like, that attack with you and Timothy, what made you say, you know what, I'm just going for it?
I don't know. Something bad.
Something bad?
It worked out in the end, but I'm very dead. Yeah. Thank you so much to Timothy. Definitely couldn't have done it without him. And I thought it was hilarious because Aaron was in chat saying, I have a plan, and I didn't know what he was talking about, and then I came down on that last lap, and he was right there. I was like, oh, we're all going, I guess. So that was super helpful. I can't say this enough times, but it's really awesome when you have a team working with you. It makes the game so much better. It makes the racing a lot easier. As tired as I am, I can't even imagine what it would have looked like if I was out there on my own. Probably would have lost is what would have happened. So.
Well, as tired as you are now, imagine Moti, imagine Allison, imagine Homer tirelessly chasing you down. So with that in mind, I think everyone is suffering equally. But this does seem to be the barrier for you, Jennifer. The third race, are we going to overcome it today?
The pressure continues. Yes, we'll see. We'll talk after the race and see.
Right, that is a very conservative approach, but we'll allow it since you won the previous race. Now, Moti, that last zone, that last race we saw in Roman Arena, which one was tougher, Zone L or Zone T?
They were tough in equalized ways. They were both hard. Wanted to maintain my position ahead of Jeff. Jenna was working real hard off the front. Even though Timothy was helping her, her heart rate was pegged, so she really deserved that win. I don't think I could have put in that performance. We had three of us working together and couldn't reel them back in, and barely kept away from Jeff. So it was a tough race, and Jennifer did really well. And we'll see what we've got left on 3 laps of this.
Oh, it's gotta be tough.
This Mohill.
Let's do it, Moti. Good luck to you and the rest of the team. Final words before we enter the belly of the beast. Jeff, that last race, you were a marked man. At least it looked that way.
Yeah, 4 cognition and 1 cycle hub working against me. That's certainly burned a few matches even just staying in there for a 1.5 score. So that was had to make a few decisions on the fly there of what to do.
But that's the ultimate badge of honor. I mean, it's like this happens to Ben a lot in KNL now. It seems to be that they think you're the biggest threat despite having no teammates.
Oh, it's the bully thing, isn't it? Just pick on one kid and just kick out.
Say no to bullying, everybody. Unless it's on CVR. No, I still say no to bullying. There's no exceptions. Jeff, I'll let you get focused because with 20 seconds to go, this is 3 laps of Summit Islands coming up. So the results as they stand so far, you can see them here on the screen. Jennifer Garcia currently first overall, Jeff in second, and Moti in third, but only 5 points between the top and the bottom of the podium. And off we go. This is going to be a tough race, but it'll be a true test of your character because you're so tired. You've gone so deep. Everybody's feeling the same sort of pressure here, and you can crash as well. You're taking into consideration that Uncrashable is now off, and you can make mistakes. So Jeff, on the outside here, what does he do? Is Moti on the inside that he's trying to force a mistake out of. He's coming up on Louise next, and then there's Daniel. But Nigel on the keyboard with inertia, with corner caper, slams into the back of Daniel LeBlanc. Daniel sat out the last race. He is ready for more in this one. As you can see, he's taking this one very seriously. He is frozen in spot on the stream. As I see we've had a reversal here. Nigel Doyle is in. Good to see you, Nigel. We'll chat to you in a second. Moti Pikelny is moving up here. So position on this first lap is crucial. You gotta be in there. But we're seeing our race leader, Jennifer Garcia, slowly being distanced off the back here. And that's where the cadence comes in, the gears, the gradients. This is just a different beast that you've got to try and overcome. And especially mentally, 3 laps of this is something you've got to prepare for. As now the newest leader out on track is Jeff. Moti is in third as Timothy goes down on the keyboard. That puts him out of the podium. Nigel moves to the right. We'll get a word from Nigel. Nigel, what is that poster behind you? Oh, I think there's a robot voice. There's something wrong with the microphone there, Nigel, but it's all okay. will come back later. Luis up here in the front. He's sitting down. You can see he's concentrated. He's just breaking through the corner. Jeff and Nigel. I think there's an alliance there between the two. I think Nigel may have seen what Timothy was doing earlier, and I think he is opting to help out Jeff, because Jeff is going to need the help on this one. Up next after this is Dark Matter Velo, a race that takes a lot of points out of the way. That's good. I see in the chat, Timothy says, my finger hurts. This is tough. Oh, Timothy, I think you can muster on through, just like how Luis Soberanese is attacking. It hasn't been his day so far. Technical difficulties on race 1. We saw him on race 2 get spat out the back. I think he's going to want to take a stage win away from this. I think he wants more out of this, as Austin says it's a Bond poster. I think it is a Bond poster, but I'm interested to see which one it is. I think it's one of the older ones. Further back here, you've got Jennifer Garcia. She's with Timothy. She's with Daniel, but coming to a holding stop here. But there's still points to be had on Dark Matter Velo if you make the time cut. The thing about Summit Islands, though, is that it's such a tough track, and you never know who's been saving their energy and who's going to come back late. Like we saw Homer, we saw Vanessa. Vanessa came back from far down. She was moving up the positions. She was fighting off riders left and right. And then at the end, she came over the top and won by over 17 seconds to Homer. Now, she would like it to be known that she did not, in fact, miscalculate the laps, which is on me, of course. She just wanted a rest at the top, which is totally fair and something you can do. But if you're not on stream, I am going to make assumptions about what's happening behind the screen, because that is exactly what we do here as analysts in the CVRcade broadcasting booth. But Luis Soberanese over the top one time here. Only 2 more times to go. Luis, are the legs there? Are they feeling good after that first lap? It's cruel. I had to try after not making the first race. We respect it. I think everybody's just feeling this one now as they're moving on through. Timothy, Coach Timothy. Oh, I forgot we don't have Timothy in here. I forgot we've got Nigel. I was going to say Timothy has changed quite a bit, but regardless, we got Moti in 6th here. So now, with Summit Islands, I know it is getting a revamp. I know it's getting a makeover. It's getting a new look. I am excited to see when that comes in, because these are some of the user-generated tracks in the game. There's Summit Islands by Ben. There's Dust Bowl Crit by Ben. There's now a Killer K by Ben, soon to be Metropolis by Ben. And no, not every track in the game is made by Ben. I'm just naming some of the user-generated ones. And so the graphics on this are a bit different, because you can build it yourself, and that's exactly what he has done. If we bring down the scoreboard, you'll see the updated standings. You've got Jeff in the lead here. So Jeff has got 7.5 points on Timothy. He's got 10 points on Jennifer. And so it's all shaping up to be good. Moti almost won earlier today on Dark Matter Velo when Quinton and Timothy made a massive mistake on Dark Matter Velo. So with a 2.5 scoring multiplier, anything can really happen in the last race, which also means you've got to fight for the points in this race. You've really got to take every single point you can here, as Jeff's got to be careful. He cut that to the line. He got to the very edge there. Very skillful from Jeff, the break in at the right time, trying to get a draft here from Nigel. But Luis, who's not able to chat, is taking this seriously. I think he really wants this stage win. He wants to take it, as we see. I just saw your message, Aaron. Let's hear some of those 3,000 excuses.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, well, let's start. Okay, 1, my leg's already tired because of you. Blaming
you.
You
can't blame me.
Mostly, they're all about you. They're all your fault. It's pretty much
right.
No,
well, I'm used to hearing that.
But actually, last night when my bike wouldn't fall over anymore, I changed some stuff around and made my changed the resistance on the back so that way I didn't slip on higher gears, because I was slipping pushing down on the highest gear. But now it makes it harder to pedal. My legs are not used to it. So even on that first race, I didn't even have enough to go half the first lap. So I don't know. Just gonna have to get used to it and just keep pushing, I guess. But I also I'm running on like 6 hours of sleep over the past 3 days, so that's another excuse.
So that's
And-
3. So there's only
Yeah.
2,997 left.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you have enough time for all these other ones.
I mean,
I
with
actually-
with the time of which, or the speed at which these riders are going, we should have time for another 6,000.
Well, I'm going 5 kph, so yeah, I could probably do the whole thing. I haven't even gone up the first hill yet, first lap. But yeah, I ate about an hour before the races.
At least you ate today.
I'm back up. Yeah, I did eat, but it's because I got home early today, which was nice. But you know, it threw off my schedule, so I'm not used to racing.
So that's 6. I'm counting 6 so far.
I could keep going. Also, I think there's an issue with my bike in the game. There's something stuck in my tire on the game. I don't know when that feature was added, but you know, it is something that might be looked into.
Well, in terms of fixing stuff on your bike, there's a thing in cycling where don't ever change anything on your bike prior to a race, because it will always mess up. But no, Aaron, it's good to have you in here. It is crazy sometimes just chatting to yourself for hours on end, but I guess that is streaming. What do you think about the front of the race here? You've got Luis, you've got Jeff. I mean, it's kind of heating up in the Omnium.
I don't know. I think they should all crash and then let Jennifer come through and you know, finish up higher, and then.
Oh, what's
let her win
happened
the
to
last
Jeff
one.
here? Jeff, you gotta move. He's trying. I know. He's having power drop out from Jeff there, who is literally stood still on the steepest gradients, and the avatar's not moving. Maybe Aaron, he took the stick out of your wheel into his own.
Exactly. See, I'm playing mind games now, throwing twigs into people's tires. They didn't even know you could do it, but.
It's
If
a
you press
sneak,
it- it's-
sneak
press,
preview
the
ahead of
back arrow on the
season 2.
keyboard, it does that. So if you want to get someone else, you know, put a stick in their tire, put back on your keyboard.
That is
Back
funny.
arrow works.
If you want to give everybody a flat tire, if you press Alt and F4, no, just don't do that, guys. But you never know if anyone actually is going to do it. It's a bad joke going around. But I see Jennifer down in 9th. I see Moti in 6th. Daniel's up there. This does put the racing closer with Jeff down, with Timothy and Nigel, the 2 keyboards. We saw earlier Dark Matter Velo. I think it's going to come down to that. Who do you give the advantage to on Dark Matter Velo?
Me, I've been saving myself for that map. We're gonna kill it. I would say probably not Timothy, based on previous experiences with it.
Yeah, but we can't. Timothy's on a keyboard. I think there's an asterisk
I know.
next to his name.
Well, I mean, even if he's on a bike, you never know when he's gonna crash or anything like that's gonna happen. So,
That's a fair point.
no, I know that's salt in the wound. I know it's a while ago, but it's still, I'm sure it's still fresh in his mind. So I'll stop with that. But I don't know.
I
know
think
who
it's
has a
fresh
lot
in
left.
everybody's mind. I think everybody has that moment as like, oh, I could watch that again and again and again.
Yeah, it was just incredible that happened on the last lap. I think, I don't know. It's just the timing of it was really, hey, I made it over the first hill. I didn't even notice.
Congrats, 2 more to go.
Yep. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this in time.
Oh, Luis! Oh, Luis making the mistake of the inertia. We saw that earlier as well as Timothy on the keeper. He's lucky that the inertia lasts long enough to bring him back up to speed. Otherwise, he'd lose even more. But now Timothy gets into the lead, so Timothy's aggressive. He wants to win this one. Jeff might make the same mistake here. He's aiming up. Ooh, he doesn't actually. He gets safely through one. He'll pass Nigel. He could catch Luis here on the finishing straight, so it's going to be a tough task here. 500 meters remaining. You've got Timothy on the keyboard, who is taking some points at the top, and excuse me, that would actually put him in the leading position, 1 second ahead of Luis. But Luis is fighting to get back on here, as Luis is he's begging, he's praying, Timothy, let him get the points now. Timothy has been kicked by the stream as him and Nigel are having a game of musical chairs to who can have the stream. So Luis, Timothy, you've almost brought a man to tears. Luis is begging, he is crying, he is weeping. I'm not sure about the last bit. but he really wants the points. He really wants the stage win. How savage is Timothy going to be? Cognition have been in the way, but don't forget about Jeff. Don't sleep on Jeff here. He is standing up. He is chopping some lumber there on the sticks, on the cranks, as he's pushing away. But Louise, Timothy, this is going to be interesting. Louise is just going like, please, Timothy, please, I will do your chores for a year. I will. Oh, is Timothy going to do it? Is Timothy going to do it? Oh, he's moving to the left. It's going to be interesting to see Louise's reaction here. But Timothy, oh, is he waiting? Oh, it's going to be a crawl to the finish line. Oh, is Louise waiting? Wait, I'm confused. What's happening? I think he's closing his eyes and hoping for the best. I'm not sure. I'm not. What? What just happened? I'm not sure, guys. Aaron, what did you make of that finish?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I think he was letting Modi go through so he had more points and would be higher up for the last race, so a higher position for Modi to get this win. And I think Modi's been racing this pretty well, so I could see him pulling it off, but we'll see what happens.
Wait, Moti won. What?
Yes, Modi. Luis let Modi come through and beat him at the end, so he had the points.
I completely missed the entire thing. I was too focused on Luis's eyes being shut and like making face. What good spot, Aaron. That actually puts Moti into the win. This is why, I mean, guys, don't commentate at 3 a.m. Don't do it. You turn into a blind person, just like Luis was over the finish line as we catch the end here. Thank you, Aaron. Luis, what was that? Like, you worked so hard, and then you let Moti come on through. Were you not even slightly tempted just to take the win? Oh, I think he's trying to unmute himself, reaching for them. Oh, still muted. Nope, still muted. Oh, wait. He might have audio chat, so we can go to Moti, who might be able to translate for Luis as he's dealing with technical stuff. Moti, what just happened there at the end? Because I'll be frank, I completely missed it.
Well, Jeff had that unfortunate dropout on the penultimate climb, and it allowed me to catch back up within about 10 seconds. And I was set up to make a move on the final climb. He had 8 seconds on me at the base. We both used our inertias, and I had about 7 kilometers an hour on him. And at that low speed, that's a huge speed differential. And Luis saw me coming, and I passed Jeff with about 50 meters to go. And then Luis let me come through the line because I was ahead on points. But yeah, it was really good teamwork. Unlucky dropout for Jeff. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had a chance. And Luis probably would have taken the win, which would have been good for Cognition anyhow. But it was really close at the end. Put out a big effort on the final part of that climb. Can't wait to see what the numbers actually were.
Shame on you for having such a good finish and then having me miss it. That's all. That's on you guys. Shame on you. Next time, have a boring finish. That way, it's much easier to call. But good racing. You're in the lead, Dark Matter Velo. I'll let you concentrate and focus up. Now, Jennifer, you did ask me to come back to you after the race. How are we feeling after that one?
I'm still going.
You're still going.
I'm gonna finish. I've got 50 seconds. Come back to me, 50 seconds.
I'll let you focus up completely because there's still a chance to take the overall here. So Jennifer still going in the previous zone, previous race. Now, if we bring up the overall scoreboard here, you will see that currently leading is Moti Pikelny. Louise helping on out. Unfortunately, we do not have a lip reader in the house or a one of those people that can read signs. Should we try again, Louise?
Yeah.
Hey!
Yeah, sorry.
You know, your theatrics, your charades totally blew me off my game. I'm like, what is he trying to mimic? What's he trying to do?
It wasn't, 100% honest. It wasn't theatrics. Like, I honestly was trying to go for the win. And then, because I saw that Jeff was behind me. And then I see the leaderboard, and I see Modi behind me, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, I don't need the points. So, it was just like a last 3 seconds of the race when I was like, okay, I think I'll take one for the team. 100% trust my heart to die.
Okay, well, I'll have to go back and rewatch the tape. I'll mute the audio because that was definitely not good. I'll let you get ready now here in this one. Aaron has been resting up. We'll see if Aaron can race this one as... Nope, come on, Aaron, you got it. 2 seconds. Show us what you got. Your best Dark Matter Velo impression, because it all comes down to this. Moti, Daniel LeBlanc. Daniel's coming in too hot. He goes down. Moti is on the front. He's in the lead. Timothy on the inside. You got Allison. You got Kayla. You got Luis. You got Jeff, who is down. He needs to win this race in order to win the overall. Currently, oh, he's in a position here. He's got to make a decision, and he does go left, which seems to be the right choice. But Timothy Termont on the front here. Timothy, you failed your duties as coach in the last race. What is it, Coach Timothy? Is it Dark Matter Velo Timothy? Which Timothy?
Oh, so last race I saw Luis. I felt bad for him, so I wanted to give him the win, but out of nowhere came Modi, and yeah, so now I just gotta beat Modi. But
Well,
I don't have faith in my own hands, so even if I win and Modi gets second, I don't win. So if you can just go down once, that would be great. Thank you.
well, he's surrounded by teammates. Kayla is there as well. Now, Timothy, I know whenever we speak to you on Dark Matter Velo, you have a tendency to crash. So whatever you do
No,
here,
not
Timothy,
today.
do not, like, especially the last corner. We've already seen you once today make the mistake. So when you
I
come
didn't
in,
make any mistake last corner.
just make sure not to overbrake, make sure not to use inertia at the wrong time. If you draft somebody, you're going to crash. I mean, you heard Aaron say it earlier, we can all remember that Dark Matter Velo. I mean, that doesn't just erase...
I don't know what you mean. I can't remember anything. I don't know. I
unrattled
remember
today.
last night.
Good luck, Timothy. You've got Moti, and all Moti needs to do is stay in second, and Moti knows this. He's a smart racer. The little swapperoo they did at the end of Summit Islands is paying off. Moti P. Kelney is in the lead here and seems to be winning this Omnium. Timothy needs more help, but he's got Allison behind him, so... he's good for now. Kayla's coming in hot. Jeff Rooney, poor start, and he's trying to compensate for it. He passes Nigel. For Jeff to win, he needs to win the race. Allison with an inertia. Kayla is moving up. And Timothy makes the mistake. And Moti comes on through. Timothy, why can't you just not crash on this track?
I have no idea what happened there. I saw Luis slowing down, so I slowed down as well. And somehow I crashed. I don't know. I didn't turn. I didn't do anything. It wasn't me. I swear.
Wasn't me. It was lag. We saw you had a lot of that
yeah.
earlier today. Maybe
Yeah,
invested in
that
a
was
new
it.
keyboard, Timothy. Timothy out of contention, but this puts Moti in the lead as Timothy gets a nice block ahead of him. Not sure if that's a bot or who that is. And Daniel too. What about the rest? Aaron Starlin, they're also in there, but they're not in any danger of being blocked. And so the current standings are Moti P. Kelney is leading the Omnium. Timothy 40 points behind. Jeff in third. Jennifer in fourth. Kayla fifth. Homer sixth. Allison, Louise, Nigel, Daniel, Aaron, and then Terry is on the scoreboard here. So Moti was in this position earlier today where all he needed to do is just not make a mistake. And we saw him on the final stretch versus Timothy side by side. He made the mistake, and it can be difficult, but with the lead that Moti has, even if he was to crash, I think his teammates would take the rest of the points that are on offer. Jennifer in ninth, just moving on through. She is contesting the fourth place with Kayla. If Kayla moves 2 spots up, if Kayla takes the win here, she would move up into fourth spot on the podium as Nigel crashes. Opens the door for Jeff as he is choosing a more conservative route. He's going all the way to the left here, staying in the middle. He's trying to gain time here, but he's also trying to stay out of traffic. And you can't really do both. If you want to gain time, you've got to be on the inside, but you can see Jeff sprinting on through. He's got Kayla in his sights. We've got 2 laps remaining here as Jeff again choosing the outside lane. Meanwhile, on the inside, Timothy is working hard. You can tell the fingers pressed down, the cadence as Timothy. There we go. The pressure again getting to him. When the spotlight shines the brightest, Timothy hits the deck. He does put on a good block on Aaron, as there may be a formal complaint taken up with the commissioner after that. Timothy deducted 2 points, but Moti P. Kelney Is this your last stream of 2019? I think if we count up the stream, we've had over 300 streams, I reckon. Over 300 streams in a year, and I think MoTP Kelney has been dominant. He's been consistent, and with 100 meters to go, he will shut the door. He will close the blinds. He will turn off the lights for a brilliant 2019 when it comes to streaming. MoTP Kelney wins it. The celebration on point. Jeff Rooney has been great as well. He will take second place, while Timothy Tamud, let's just put an asterisk. Let's just like strike through Timothy's name here and go keyboard. Great teamwork. I think Jennifer moves up to third. That puts Kayla in fourth as Timothy crashes down. Aaron, with his inertia, will be next. You've got Jennifer Garcia in ninth. Luis Soberanis. He'll probably claim he was giving the victory to Moti on this one, which is why he's down in 11th place. As you can see, obviously, that is a strategy. So, once more, let's just catch MoTP Kelney crossing on the line celebration. Shame the Cognition shirt was in the wash. It'd be a good way to end out 2019 with the shirt zipped up, hands above your head. That image you can print out and frame on your wall to close out what has been a brilliant year of CVRcade streaming. It's been a pleasure to be on this journey with you, and I hope 2020 is going to be even better. But Moti, you got so close earlier today. One crash away, 10 meters away. Today, tonight, you take the win.
Oh, that was really awesome. Luis did crash to let me go through his ghost. So what you said was true.
Conveniently.
So, excellent teamwork. These courses are so much fun. I mean, I think that this year-long episode of Black Mirror has been the series highlight. Yeah, it's just, it was a lot of fun, especially after losing on the last turn earlier this morning. A little bit of redemption. I can't wait to get back to the points scoring and accumulation and open session after New Year's. This next World Cup's going to be even bigger and better, and Team Cognition is ready to go.
Ready to go. Thank you as always, Moti, and congratulations, Jeff. It will be a second place at the end of the day. Are you satisfied with that?
Well, yeah, we just got to give more problems to Moti so he can't finish, and I would have had first twice. But yeah, it's double hats off to Casey to see how he survives when everyone gangs up on him, because, man, it's tough being on your own with everyone trying to box you out. So, yeah,
well, it all explains why he's now a Team Cycling Hub member. If you can't beat them, join them.
That's it.
Well, Jeff, it's been good. It's been a lot of fun here. Earlier today, we asked the riders, what was their highlight of 2019 when it comes to Cade racing? What do you take with you? What are you most excited about which happened in 2019?
Oh, just the progress of the platform. I've now got a better computer that works better, less internet issues. So I'm going to come out fighting next season.
That's the spirit, Jeff. You've been on fire. I hope to see you race Zone Team more in the next season, because this does seem to be where you have been at home so far. Thank you as always, and we'll get some words from Jennifer if she has finished. That is the question. Jennifer, are we good this time?
Wow, yes, we are good. That hurts deep.
Well, last time I tried to come, but it was fun. You got, I think, we'll talk to Timothy, but there may be a third, there may be a fourth. How about today? You lasted a bit longer.
That lasted a bit longer. Summit Islands being the third race has got to be one of the toughest things that's hit us. Rounding out the end of the year with something like that was special. I'm thinking for it, I would be surprised if I got third with the placings, but I guess I was surprised last time too, so we'll see. But all that aside, shout out to the community. It's been such a good year. It's been an absolute blast, and just thanks to everyone. Thanks to like Team CVR, to all the teams. It's been really good.
Well, when you're not busy trying to take me out of a job here, doing my bit, thank you very much. I mean, it's been good fun. Now, next year, you got some experience under your belt. Is season 2 going to be, the Jennifer Garcia show?
I don't think it's going to be the Jennifer Garcia show, but hopefully a team CVR show. You know, I'm going to put the effort in this break, and we'll see what happens. So conservative answers all around, always.
Very, very political, but thank you very much. Now, rounding off the stream here, we've got Timothy, we've got Aaron. I want to get to both of them, but first up, Timothy, 3rd place. Good, more racing here in Zone T. Final stream. I know how much you love these streams. What's been your highlight, man? What have you been enjoying? Because like we spent so much time on these streams.
Just the interaction with the stream, like the faces you do, it's been really fun with the chat. Like last week, my first fan, I'll remember that for a long time.
Do you remember his or her name?
What?
Do you remember the name of your super fan?
Oh God, why you do this to me?
Oh,
do you?
Of course, it's Birdnet Rabbit.
I had the other name stuck in my head.
On that note, you have been cancelled. We'll move on to the next best guy, Aaron Starlin. Do you know the names of your super fans?
Yeah, I don't have any, so it's pretty easy to remember. 0.
Ouch.
So, but yeah, I'm actually really upset at Timothy. He blocked me for the comment I made before. I'm a little upset about that. But you know, it is what it is. I don't know.
Well, you can now take the off-season and start scheming your revenge in Season 2. You can now plan out this whole thing about how you're going to mess with Timothy.
I'm just gonna, I don't know.
I'll have to figure out a way. I'm going to learn to hack into his stuff and then make him go left and right when he doesn't want to. Actually, I did that in this one. That's why he wrecked, but it backfired on me.
I think all you need to learn how to hack is his alarm clock. If you can just turn it off, I think you're totally fine in that regard. So, all seems to be good. But Aaron, it's been good to get you on the platform this year. We've seen you rise on through. You've been one of the personalities. How about you? What have you enjoyed most when it comes to the whole Cade streaming of 2019?
When the races are over and I don't feel dead anymore.
How often does that happen?
What? Yeah. So
it doesn't really happen, but at least I don't have to pedal anymore, which is the nice part. But no, I feel like I'm getting a little better here, like a little bit at a time getting better, although tonight I didn't show it. But everyone else seems to be getting better faster. So like my little bit of getting better is overshadowed by everyone else getting way better every time. So it feels pretty discouraging, but you know, I'm still trying to stay active. And I don't know. I think my favorite memory was when I got really lucky and someone didn't show up, and then sadly Luis had his mechanical issue and I made it through in the tournament without having to do anything but finish the races. So I got a little extra cash there, which that's a good memory for me.
Well, that is a major step. Making it into that Saturday was good racing. Now, I mean, if everybody else could just stop being good so Aaron could get better, that'd be very kind of everybody. So that should be everybody's 2020 New Year's resolution. But thank you very much, Aaron. And on that note, everybody, that's kind of all she wrote. From 2019, from January to now, I think the first stream was in February when we did the first look of CVRcade. How have we come so far? Now, I no longer wear that, that was the first time I wore like a dress shirt on stream, and everyone's like, who's that guy? Now we're back to the CVRcade see-through polo. We've come a long way. It's been so much fun, and the way the game has progressed, the way the stream has progressed, the way everything has progressed, I'm so excited to see, because we've come like this far in 2019. 2020, with the momentum we've got, with the racing we've got, with you watching this, I think it's going to be an amazing year. I think it's going to be really, really good. So I wish you a Merry Christmas or a Happy Hanukkah, whatever it is you're celebrating. I wish you have a great time with your family. I wish you have a Happy New Year. Thank you so much. Without you, we would not be doing this. I would not have the pleasure of commentating to you at 4 a.m. in the morning. So thank you very much. I hope you have a great time, and we'll see you all in the new year for more CVRcade racing and CVRcade World Cup. But no, Beth, yours goes crashing down. Determination, the suffering, the ability to... And she's unleashed everything in this attack. See,
just how much that win means to him. All the marbles, Kayla versus Allison, and to the line! Kayla Laguna takes the victory.